been. Power to the people, by the people, and for the people. That is what we want. If you cannot give to us what we want, we are going to take what we want by force.
Welcome to TFA Talking Point. Please subscribe to our channel. Thanks for your support.
You look critically. Let me tell you what democracy is, and that all the things that happened in Mali, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Niger today, that is democracy for us. That is democracy for us because the people are happy. If you look at Sudan, when the military took over power, all of them came out in support of the military. None of them, nobody in Sudan came out to support the democratic government. The same thing happened in Mali. All of them were celebrating. In Burkina Faso, they came out, they celebrated for more than 2 weeks. And they are still celebrating their military leader, meaning they are happy with the military leader. That is democracy for us. Look at what happened in Niger. All of you ECOWAS are calling that the military should liberate and release Mohamed Bazoum so that he will take over power again as a democratic leader. None of them, all the Nigerians in Niger, none of them, nobody came up in support of the government, of the democratic government of Mohamed Bazoum. None, not just one person. Meaning they know what they want. And they know that what the military will give them more than what the government, the democratic government has given them. I tell you that democracy in Africa is a demonstrated failure and should not be. Some group of uneducated people, when I talk about uneducated people, I'm talking about illiteracies of life. They have gone to school and school has not gone through them. They have gone to school up to the point where they have PhD, but PhD has not passed through them. I'm talking about this group of people called ECOWAS and this group of people called the United Nations Organization. These are the two stupid group of people I have ever seen. I discovered their stupidity when the crisis in Niger started. After the military coup in Niger, that a group of how many countries, they came together calling themselves ECOWAS under the leadership of Tinubu in Nigeria. And then they gave a declaration condemning the military coup that took place in Niger and forcing them to hand over power to the democratic leader, Mohamed Bazoum. And also this one in Kenya, I thought the man was an educated person. He came out condemning and giving an order in a sovereign country. God, don't see when somebody speaks first time, do not just consider that person as an educated person. Because my respect for the president of Kenya stopped the very moment I saw his comment concerning the military coup in Niger. They talk about democracy and all they are preaching and condemning the United Nations Organization, ECOWAS, President of Kenya, other people, United States of America, all over the world. They keep on condemning the military coup that took place in Niger, and they ask them to hand over power to the elected or the democratic government under the leadership of Mohamed Bazoum. And then I'm telling them that there is no democracy in Africa. So there is no democratic leader in Africa. All those who are governing country through and say they took it through democracy are thieves, armed robbers. They are agents of colonialism. They are agents of their colonial master. And they are answerable to them, not answerable to the people. Let me tell you what democracy is. Democracy is government by the people. That is democracy. Democracy is a government run by the people. Democracy is a power of the people. Democracy is a society in which the civilians, the common people, are sovereign and control the government. Democracies is the government where people are entitled to influence important decisions that affect their lives. That is democracy. Democracy is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. That is democracy. And when you look through all the definition of democracy, can you tell me that is there democracy in Africa? Is there any democratic party or leaders in Africa, or governments in Africa, where the people influence, or the people influence the activities of the government, where the people run the government? Is there any? This selfish embezzler that you forced them on the throne, Western country forced them to be president in Africa, to govern according to their own interest, up to the point where the people of Niger came out supporting their own military leader. And then France on its own part said they will attack Niger if their interest. What is your interest? Is Niger your country? Is Niger your continent? I don't understand what is actually happening. And stupid group of Africans calling themselves ECOWAS are behind the Western country and want to offer the opportunity to the Western country in order to destabilize West Africa. I'm saying that what we Africans, we are well educated. Not only the formal education that you keep on preaching that they came to us through colonization, but education of life. We know what life is all about. We understood every little bit of life. And we know that we have to fight for ourselves. And we have started fighting. And we will continue fighting to the end. When we talk about democracy, democracy is when the people can influence, the common people can influence the government. Where the government is afraid of the common people. Not a government where the common people are afraid of the government. If you look critically, let me tell you what democracy is. And that all the things that happened in Mali, Sudan, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Niger today, that is democracy for us. That is democracy for us because the people are happy. If you look at Sudan, when the military took over power, all of them came out in support of the military. None of them, nobody in Sudan came out to support the democratic government. The same thing happened in Mali. All of them were celebrating. In Burkina Faso, they came out, they celebrated for more than 2 weeks. And they are still celebrating their military leader. Meaning they are happy with the military leader. That is democracy for us. Look at what happened in Niger. All of you ECOWAS are calling that the military should liberate and release Mohamed Bazoum so that he will take over power again as a democratic leader. None of them, all the Nigerians in Niger, none of them, nobody came up in support of the government, of the democratic government of Mohamed Bazoum. None, not just one person. Meaning they know what they want. And they know that what the military will give them more than what the government, the democratic government has given them. I tell you that democracy in Africa is a demonstrated failure and should not be mentioned anywhere in Africa. We know what is good for us. And the only way to destabilize and to scatter and to destroy the corrupt system of government that have been planted in all over Africans is through military coup. And that is what I cannot end this video without praying this one prayer that I have been praying throughout this year. That I pray for military coup to take over power in Cameroon, my country. I pray for it to take over power. I pray for military coup to take over power in Equatorial Guinea, in Gabon, in Congo, in Senegal, and many other countries, in Nigeria. Because there have never been any democracy in Africa since independence. Not just one. Not just one. Has never been. Power to the people. By the people and for the people. That is what we want. If you cannot give us what we want, we are going to take what we want by force.